Kevin Benedict, Independent Mobility Analyst, and I have the privilege of spending time today with Marc Rosenbaum, who's the Director of Sales Engineering with Verivo. Thanks for joining us today, Marc.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, we're here. Let me lift the camera up. Overlooking a beautiful lake in Waltham, Massachusetts. You guys have, you have a gorgeous office here, Marc.
Thank you. We moved in January, and they completely renovated the inside, custom built, about 40,000 square feet or so, and we're very excited. We've got our logo on the wall, so
Yay.
We knew it was official when we saw our new logo on the wall. So
there we go. And today's topic is HTML5. I saw, and matter of fact, included in my What's New in HTML5 newsletter this week an article about what Verivo's doing, and I thought I'd take the opportunity, since I'm here in the Boston area, to explore what HTML5 means to you guys.
Sure.
So, Marc, what does it mean to you guys?
what is this thing we hear of called HTML5? Well, as you probably know, Verivo's platform is a configuration-based cross-device application platform that allows companies to build native mobile applications from one central place. There's no real coding required. You can basically build your apps in one place, deploy them across multiple device types in native form, and you can make changes on the fly. So if you want to add new screens, add new workflow, add new functionality, you can do that through our tool App Studio, and those changes are deployed over the air as data, so your end users don't have to go back to the app stores, they don't have to reinstall a new client, it all just comes down over the air automatically.
So let me ask you a question. That sounds like it does everything that HTML is already supposed to do, or HTML5 is supposed to bring to a company, but you guys say you already do it. So where do you find the value?
Well, that's a good point. So a lot of the potential with HTML5 comes around the fact that there's the promise of building in one place and running across multiple device types. There are a couple of problems. One is that HTML5, I might argue, is not quite there yet. There are some standards that are being formed, but the problem is that not every browser out there, especially mobile browsers, not every browser supports every single feature in the same way that HTML5 claims. Things like device camera integration, offline, and other features that are starting to emerge and become possible through HTML, which were never possible before, which is a tremendous thing. But it's not quite there yet. And I think in today's world, even though a lot of companies are sort of blurring the line between native and web applications, you get these hybrid apps, that certainly is happening. I think it's at the point today where native still offers a few things that web just can't yet do, and I think that's evolving. But things like very strong offline access to your data, encryption of local data, security features, push notifications, integration with camera and GPS, things that are becoming possible through web, but are not quite there yet. So what we do is we've typically aired on the side of native for a while, but now that we see that the standards are changing and more is becoming possible with web, we are now integrating HTML5 capabilities into our application, and we have got some features there today, and then as we look at our roadmap over the next several months, there'll be several more features coming in as well that are web focused.
So what is HTML5 bringing to your platform that you don't already have?
There are a couple of things. One of them is the ability to just basically reuse web content that you may have already. You may have a company website, intranet, or it could be external that might be leveraging some kind of JavaScript charting engine or just some reports or content that's already been built for the web. We don't want to have to make a company redefine that just to pull it into mobile. So the reuse of existing content and web skill set is one of the big reasons why we want to open that up and bring it to the platform.
Great. Well, what are the disadvantages of using HTML5, or are there any disadvantages?
Well, I think the disadvantages come around the areas that I mentioned before, around a lack of standardization and the fact that you still are writing code, JavaScript, HTML, which is typically easier than writing Objective-C and J2ME and so on, but there still is that effort. But what we try to do is to take the best of the native world and pair it up with some of the new web technologies, but remove some of the challenges that the web technologies bring. The things like, well, how do you implement push notifications? How do you implement offline storage of data and encryption? Things that would be challenging with web alone, because we have those in our platform fundamentally. You can leverage the Verivo framework, our application server, our plugin layer for multiple backend sources, but also so you gain the benefit of years of that solid platform being built, but now you can pull in this dynamic web content as well. And
Very
it's
cool.
a very happy marriage of those two worlds that are emerging.
Very good. Well, Mark, I want to thank you for sharing with our audience today.
My pleasure. Thank you.